New York Magazine reports that Trump's rally in Dubuque, Iowa on Tuesday was sparsely attended, with the arena barely half full. So it's hard to get a read on what Iowa Republicans are thinking. While Trump still leads in the polls don't mean anything. I like to report the polls, and most of my listeners write and they go, who cares what the polls say? They're always wrong. But they can be leading indicators. So Trump is leading in the polls in Iowa, but there is a huge and somewhat quiet evangelical component to all this in Iowa. They show up to the caucuses traditionally and then surprise everyone. In 2012, they surprised everyone by helping Rick Santorum beat Romney in 2012. And in 2016, they surprised everybody. They gave it to Ted Cruz. So there is a wild card in Iowa, and it's the evangelical community. And Trump, in the past week, may have hurt himself with the evangelicals. Now, on Meet the Press, as well as during several speeches, Trump, in the past week, has come out against an abortion ban after 6 weeks. Not good for the evangelical vote. Trump has also publicly scolded Republicans and warned them, stop talking about abortion. Stop talking about it. It's not a winning message. Stop telling people you're against abortion. That's not how you win. He said, and he says this in public, he said the Supreme Court's decision last year to overturn Roe v. Wade was the reason Republicans did so poorly in last year's midterms. That's where they barely won back the House by 5 seats. They should have gotten a lot more. And they failed to win back the Senate. And Trump says the Republicans did poorly in last year's midterms because his Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. It's the story of the dog catching the car. Now, it makes me wonder how big a mistake Trump made, because he does have impulse control issues. And is he off his game? Why so early in the primary season would he be talking abortion, giving a moderate position on abortion so early in the game? Has he forgotten that right now he's not running for president? He's running for the nomination for president, and that's different. He's running specifically to win in Iowa. If he doesn't win in Iowa, then he's got to win New Hampshire and then South Carolina. And, you know, to win Republicans early on, traditionally, you have to run hard to the right and lie to them. And you say that you oppose abortion with no exceptions. You're playing to the Republican base right now. There's no reason here. This is just hardcore Republican misogyny. That's how you get the nomination. Then when you get the nomination, you stop talking about abortion while quietly signaling that you're a little more towards the center on that issue to try to hive off some Democratic centrists, right? So I don't know why Donald Trump concerned himself with the national campaign so early. He's running for the nomination. He needs to win Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina. He needs right now to remain further to the right than anybody else who's challenging him. And it looks like he made a mistake. He's opened himself up to attacks from candidates like Ron DeSantis, who, while sinking in the national polls and New Hampshire, he is presenting himself to the evangelicals in Iowa as the true pro-life candidate. This week, Tony Perkins from the Family Research Council went after Trump. He called Trump's position on abortion unacceptable. Again, Trump has to win Iowa and New Hampshire and South Carolina. And he needs the evangelical vote in Iowa.